Good afternoon, everyone. So we start today's class. Kruti, you can ask your doubt with whatever time you get. In today's class, as always, I hope I am audible and visible. Now, to begin today's class, as we always do, we'll start with, let me mute my mobile first. Okay, so we'll first start, as always, with a quick recap of what we had done in the previous class. It would be a very quick recap. In yesterday's class, we did a lot of recap. Actually, it was not a recap, it was a full class. And I wanted to discuss all those units with you. That's why I extended it. So in the last class, if my memory serves me right, we had done some important points on physical quantities. These small points are going to help us a lot. Please mark my words, mark them as very important, because all these points are going to save your souls, SOS, save your souls in the exam. What was the first point? Can anyone recollect? What was the first point? First important point was this: physical quantities of same unit representing the same phenomena can only be compared. If you want to compare quantities, they must be telling you the same phenomena, velocity with velocity, acceleration with acceleration, then only they can be compared. They must also be in the same units. So we must remember that if you want to compare something, same units, same quantity, compare. What was the next point? The next point was dealing with something known as how we can add or subtract physical quantities. What types of quantities you can add or subtract? So physical quantities, yes, Niharika, physical quantities can only be added or subtracted when they have same dimensions. That means they are same quantities and also same units. If you want to add velocity, it has to be velocity in the same unit. So if one unit is kilometer per hour, the other has to be kilometer per hour, then only you can compare or add or subtract. I hope this is clear. That took us to our third point. We had already discussed this. What about multiplication and division? Well, if you multiply or divide two physical quantities, yes, Niharika, very correct. You multiply, divide, you will end up with different physical quantities. You divide distance by time, speed, displacement by time, velocity, velocity by time, acceleration, and so on. So you will get new or derived physical quantities. Mass by volume, Shravya, is density, different physical quantity. That was our third point. What was our fourth point? Can anyone recollect the fourth point? Dimensions of physical quantity. Yes, Niharika. If you have an equation, remember the word equation. Never call them formulas. I don't like formulas. Equation, if you have equation, yes, Shravya, the left hand side of the equation should be equal to right hand side of the equation in terms of what? Left hand side is right hand side. This is not a mathematical equation we are talking about. Very important point. Please remember, we are not talking about a mathematical equation. We're talking about an equation is equal in terms of units and dimensions. Just Vahini, units and dimensions. Whatever units and dimensions you have on left hand side, if it is kilometer per hour on left hand side, it has to be kilometer per hour on right hand side also. It cannot be even meter per second. That does not make sense. Am I clear with this? That was our fourth point, if I can recollect. What was the fifth one? Anyone? Very good, Niharika. You have done a lot of homework. Numbers or ratios? Yes, Tanushi, numbers or ratios remind me of something. If you have a number or a ratio, it cannot have any dimension. It's a pure number. 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. Numbers. Very important point. No dimensions, no units, numbers. We already discussed some quantities which are ratios or numbers. Specific gravity, yes. Refractive index, yes. Ratios, number, angle, yes. What was the last point? Last important point that we discussed in the last class. Some terms are always numbers. Yes, Niharika. Only Niharika, Shavya, Tanu, Swati, yes. Yes, some terms are always numbers. Where are the boys? Boys are not answering anything. I hope you have also read the same stuff, attended the same class as these girls. Boys are lagging behind, not a good sign. Some quantities, Dinesh has entered the room, great. Some quantities are always numbers. Sine of x is a number. Cos of x is a number. Log of x is a number. Natural log of x is a number. A to the power x is a number. Tan of x is a number. Anything is a number. Tan of x is a number also. X is a number also. Some quantities are pure numbers. Am I clear with this concept? Anyone having any doubt? This is the time to raise your doubts. Else we'll move with today's fresh class. Clear, sir, Niharika says. And that takes us to today's class. And what are we going to study today? What are we going to study today? Any idea? Obviously, the chapter has not finished. The chapter is still units and dimensions. What are we going to study today here in this chapter? Anyone, any idea? We are going to study today uses, please keep on writing with me if you can, uses of dimensional analysis. Uses of dimensional analysis. So how are we going to use whatever we have studied up till now? How are we going to put that thing to use? That is today's matter of discussion. Now, can anyone throw any light? Obviously, you don't know what we are going to study. What are the uses do you think that we can put this dimension analysis on? The first and the simplest one of these is probably you have done in 9th standard or 10th standard, and it is known as conversion. Conversion of what? Dimension analysis can be used for conversion. Conversion of what? Any idea? Conversion of units. Yes, Tanu, that's great. Conversion of units. Conversion of units. It can be used in the conversion of units from one system to the other system. Yes, you can call it one unit from other unit as well, Ajay. But since I was using unit, I did not again use the word unit. From one system to the other system, if I want to convert a quantity, I can use this dimension analysis. How will I use it? Well, let's go about it. Now, let us start with an example first, and then we will try to understand how are we going to use it. Bhavya, you're talking about the second use. We are still on the first one. You're going ahead in time. That's great. Let's first concentrate on the first one, conversion of units. Everyone would have heard about, yes, Karthik, you are also correct. Everything is in the present. You're talking about the future, and I like kids who are always thinking about the future. That's great. That inquisitiveness is very good for you. Always think ahead. But right now, let us remain in the present and see the first use. And I'll be coming to you when the second use comes. Don't worry. Hold your breath. We are here. Don't worry. Conversion of units. Let us for say, example, I had to convert 36 kilometer per hour into meter per second. 36 kilometers per hour into meters per second. How are we going to do this? Into meters per second. I guess everyone knows it. Can anyone tell me how are we going to do this? To convert. Okay, it's very simple. Now there are different ways of doing it. Multiply by 1000 and divided by 3600. Yes. Let me just get into very basics of it and give you my way of doing it. And then you can use whatever you want. It's a very simple thing. Now my way would be, I'll write 36 kilometer per hour. Write it in the normal way. That is equal to some quantity x meter per second. So I've written it like this. Now, when I've written it like this, just try to see the beauty of physics. Just try to see the beauty of physics better here. Now, this is the magnitude. I can call it n, the magnitude. And this one is the unit. I can call it u. N is the magnitude, u is the unit. If I call it n1, and if I call it u1, this x becomes the second value. I call it n2. And this becomes second unit u2. Yes. So basically what I'm saying here is, whenever I'm converting one unit into other unit, I'm using a very simple formula. Please pay attention. Which formula am I using here? I'm using a very simple formula, which is right now on the whiteboard, which is that I'm using a very simple formula. N1 into U1, which is the value in first unit, is equal to N2 into U2, which is the value in the second unit. Are you getting me? Yes, Ajay, that's correct. Are you getting me? Everyone getting me? What I have done here? N1 into U1 is equal to N2 into U2. Bhavya says yes, sir. Can I have some raised hands? Everyone might not be able to write. Bhavya says yes. Just raise your hand so that I can see. 5 people have raised hands. 7, 9. Only 9. I'm expecting more. Yes, great, great. Come up, come up. So we have understand. N1 into U1 is equal to N2 into U2. Or in short, N into U is the constant. Or in short, N into U is a constant. So basically, this is what I'm doing. Now, after I've understood this, I can do it in 1,000 different ways. I'll tell you one. Then I'll leave it to you how you want to do it. I use a different color pen for this purpose, and my favorite is green, red, blue, green. Okay, so the first way would be, I'll convert this kilometer into meter. Very simple. I'll convert this kilometer into meter, and in the denominator, I'll convert this hour into seconds. Let me tell you once more. The first green line means I'm converting kilometer into meter. The second green line means I'm converting hour into seconds. And you see the magic after this. What happens after this? Let me come back to my original color. Okay, that's my original color. Let me come back to this. So what do I do? 36 kilometer per hour. I write it again. That should be equal to x. Let me write it x. I change kilometer into meter. So that will be multiplied by 1000. Getting my point? Yes, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000. So I just multiplied it. So 1 kilometer becomes 1000 meter. Are we all together? Saath saath hai hum? We are all together, united in this resolve. Then I convert hour into seconds. 1 hour is how much seconds? Everyone knows it. It is 3600 seconds. So meter per second. Now it becomes a very simple cakewalk. 36 kilometer per hour is how much meter per second? So basically, you have to just multiply and divide and get your answers. Am I clear? Am I clear? Okay, great, great. Tanu says, explain again. So basically what I am trying to do, I am trying to convert kilometers into meters, multiply it by 1000, kilometers into meters, multiply it by 1000, then hours into seconds. Hour is in the denominator, second is also in the denominator. So I've converted hours into seconds. So 36 kilometer per hour, instead of this x, I will write 36 and you will get the answer. Getting my point? So 36 kilometer per hour. So I converted kilometer into meter. I have converted hour into second and my answer will be ting ting. So basically this will be 36 multiplied by 5 by 18 meters per second. Are you getting me, everyone? Everyone getting me this? How did I convert? Very simply, meters per second and kilometer per hour. I just converted kilometer per hour into meter per second. Am I clear with this? Yes, sir. Everyone, I'll just give you a small question to make you understand this. Not kilometer per hour, meter per second. I will just give it in a different way. We are all ready with this? Okay. So now I give you a question. Convert 5 kg per second. Now I'm using fictitious units. I'm not using real units. Just to make you understand how you do it, you have to convert 5 kg per second into grams per hour. I'm just using fictitious units. They may not be units at all. Kg per second is mass per unit time, something of that nature. So basically, I want you to convert 5 kg per second into grams per hour. How will you do it? And I'm waiting for your answers. 5 kg per second has to be converted into grams per hour. Anyone? Five into 18 by 5. Okay. 5 into 5 by 18. Santosh says 5 into 5 by 18. So he's saying the reverse one. Okay. Good. Good, good. Don't worry. 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams. Yes. Great. Then you have to change seconds into hours. Okay. Shall I do it? Shall I help you out in this? No, Chaturthi, I've just made a unit on my own. Grams per hour is no unit at all. Yes, Vahini, I think your answer is correct. Vahini, your answer is correct. I've created fictitious unit just to make you understand how you are going to convert it. Yes, sir, explain. Okay, here comes my explanation. Listen to it very carefully and very slowly. Very slowly I'll go. Kg has to be converted into grams. So I multiply it by 1000. 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams. We all agree on this step. Step number 1, I put 2 rights on this. You all agree on this step? Yes, we agree on this step. Now, remember, second is in the denominator. Second has to be converted into hours. 1 second is how many hours? 1 second is how many hours? 1 second is 1 by 3600 hours. Am I clear? Yes. So when I convert second into hours, so this will be multiplied by 1 divided by 3600. And you have 5 over here. This 5 comes over here. So it is 5 multiplied by 1000 divided by 1 by 3600. You do the multiplication, you do the division, you will be there with your answer. So answer would finally be 5 multiplied by 1000 multiplied by 3600. Am I clear with this? In grams per hour. Santosh says clear. Can I have some raised hands so that I can understand? Yes, Satya. Sorry, I am not able to pronounce your name. Ajay, yes, that's correct. Shall I give you one more? We all are on the same page. Shall I give you one more? Will you be able to do this? Sure. Again, we'll be playing fastest finger first. Let's see who gets me the answer first. Question number 3. Convert what should you convert? 5 kg meter per second into gram kilometer per second. Chalo, I make it simple. I don't convert second into hours. 5 kg meter per second has to be converted into X, whatever it is, gram kilometer per second. And your time starts now. Oops, my screen went away. I had an answer, I think I missed it. The screen is so small, I just can't get into this screen. Someone gave me an answer, I think. Who gave me that answer? Can you just give me the answer again? Yes, Vahini says 5 gram kilometer. Vahini, you have missed one unit. Very second, Vahini. Yes, 5 gram kilometer per second. Unknown artism. I still don't know your name, beta. Naam to bata de apna. So that I can recall your name. I think 5 is the answer. 5 gram kilometer per second should be the answer. How many of you have got it? Only 2? Only 3? 2 participants raise their hands. Chaturya says same answer. Kruti also gives me the same answer. Santosh says the same answer. Right. Okay. How are you going to do this? Again, we don't have to do much. I'll just do it here, right in front of your eyes. Kg has to be converted into grams. So this goes multiplication by 1000. Let me first write 5 also here. So 5 multiplied by 1000. Then the second step would be meter getting converted into kilometer. How much is 1 meter in terms of kilometer? Don't make a mistake. 1 kilometer is 1 by 1000 times of a kilometer. Yes, that's correct. So meter into kilometer, that becomes 1 divided by 1000. So now I have here gram as well as kilometer. Now here it is second. Here also it is second. Don't need to convert. Second is second. So divided by second. This goes cancelled. This goes cancelled. And you end up with the same answer. 5 gram kilometer per second. And as I told you, it might not be a real unit. I just wanted to give you a feel of it so that you can understand. सब साथ साथ हैं? Are we all together and we have understood this thing? Anyone who has not understood this conversion, now please raise hands. If you have not understood what we have done up till now, then I'll get to your DPP and solve a problem from that DPP. Fine, says clear. All clear, sir. I'll just go to your DPP and solve one of the problems from the DPP. Let's see if I can get it here. This is here. Okay, so here comes a problem from your DPP. I think this is problem number 6. And I hope you can see the problem. I can't see because my camera was coming in between. So the problem goes like this. The value of G. Remember this G, gentlemen? This G is our universal gravitational constant. This G has a value of 6.67 into 10 raised to the power minus 11 Newton. Oops, Newton comes here. Okay, so before doing this problem, let us first solve what is Newton. Let me first give you a problem where you convert, first of all, can you convert Newton into Diane? Before getting into this problem, can you convert Newton into Diane? Do you know what is Newton and what is Diane? Any idea of what is Newton and what is Diane? Ajay says 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to the power 4 Diane. Yes, that is what you need to first derive for me. That is what you first need to derive for me. Yes. So let me first frame this question. Question number 3, I think. Convert 1 Newton into Diane. Now, at first, this question may sound a bit puzzling. Sir, how to convert Newton into Diane? So first you must understand what is 1 Newton. What is Newton? Newton is the unit of what? Newton is the unit of force. Okay. Now you must know the dimensions of force. What are the dimensions of force? The dimensions of force are M, L, T minus 2. Do we remember this? The dimensions of force, M, L, T minus 2. Remember this? Yes, sir. How did we get it? This was mass multiplied by acceleration. Mass is M, acceleration is LT minus 2. So force becomes MLT minus 2. Now in MKS unit or SI unit, SI system, its unit will be mass के लिए kg, लेंथ के लिए मीटर और टाइम के लिए second square. So this becomes its unit. Hour, no beta, no. Hour is not the SI unit, it is seconds. So in SI units, the unit becomes kg meter per second square. Am I clear? That is the SI unit of force or Newton. Now, this is Newton. Now, can someone tell me what is the CGS unit of force? I gave you an entire table. What is the CGS unit of force? So instead of kg, we will have grams. Instead of meters, we will have centimeters. And for seconds, we will have seconds. So it will be gram, centimeter per second square. Yes, Kruti. Please listen to me very carefully. kg की जगह it is grams. Meter is replaced by centimeter. Second is replaced by second. And this becomes the CGS unit. And this is my Dian. The upper wala gentleman, the above gentleman is Newton. The other one is Dian. So basically, what is this question asking me? This question is asking me to convert 1 kg meter per second square, which is Newton. It is asking me to convert it into Dian, which is gram centimeter per second square. So this question, with the help of dimensional analysis, has been reduced into a very simple question. How much is 1 kg meter per second square in gram centimeter per second square? Now can I have an answer? Now can I have an answer? 10 raised to the power minus 4, Anna says. 10 raised to the power minus 4. Okay. I don't think 10 raised to the power minus 4 will come later. 10 raised to the power 5, Hinduja says. Hinduja, I think you are correct. I think you are correct. What about the others? Can I have some opinion from the others? 10 raised to the power 5? Yes. Let me solve the question and get you the answer. Kg gets converted into grams. I take 1 from here. 1 multiplied by, let me draw a line here. Kg converts into grams. So that is multiplied by 1000. Meters get converted into centimeters. So that is multiplied by 100. Seconds here, don't need to convert. So my answer is 1 into 10 raised to the power 5 gram centimeter per second square. So 1 Newton or 1 kg meter per second square becomes 10 raised to the power 5 gram centimeter per second square, or 1 Newton becomes 10 raised to the power 5 Dian. Am I correct? And do we understand this conversion? Yes, sir. Anna says yes, sir. Everybody have understood how I have converted. Sai Kiran, you are sending me on the wrong ID, chat on the wrong ID. Please send it on the Astic ID. That would be easier for me to see. Okay, one last question we'll do, and then I'll assume that you have understood this. So let me do just one last question. And we'll do the question of DPP afterwards, because you still don't know the unit of G. So let me get back on the unit of G, then we will do it. So one last question, question number 5 it is. Convert, and let's see who does it first. Convert 5 kg meter per second. We have to convert it into gram centimeter per hour. And your time starts now. 5 kg meter per second into gram centimeter per hour. Let's see who gets it first. Fastest finger first. No one? Clock is ticking. Let me get the first answer. 5 kg meter per second is how much? 5 into 1000 divided by 36. That is the correct answer. Well done. Hinduja has given me a big number. I think that is the number, Shavya. Yes, sir. Yes, Jayashankar. 5 into 10 to the power 5. How did you get 10 to the power 5, beta? I think 100 will get cancelled. That centimeter wala 100 and the hour wala 100 will get cancelled. 1000 divided by 3600, 3600 का जो दो zero है, that will get cancelled from the centimeter वाला दो zeros. So I think it should be 1000 divided by 36. Santosh, I think, was correct. It was the first one to give the answer. Let me try my part as well. I must do it since I am asking you to do it. This should be equal to, let us first put 5 here, 5 multiplied by kg is converted into grams, so it is multiplied by 1000. Meter is converted into centimeters, so it is getting multiplied by 100. And wait. Everyone did a mistake or what? Seconds has to be converted into hours. Beta, be very careful. That's why I gave you seconds in the denominator, but it creates trouble. Yes, Shravya, it is 1 divided by 3600. It is not 3600. So this, we call it googly. This googly always takes the wicket. And most of the wickets, starting from Santosh, fell on this googly. It was a googly. Fell on this googly. So if I convert, it is 1 divided by 3600. So nothing gets cancelled. In fact, this 3600 gets here. In fact, this 3600 gets here, beta. I hope everybody is able to understand what I'm saying. So it basically becomes 1 into 10 raised to the power 5 multiplied by 3600. Yes, Vignesh, you are now correct. So remember this small googly. Remember this small thing. Only these small things can make your answer wrong. But if you are careful, you should not be stumped by such googlies. Are we game for it? Have you understood what mistakes we were doing? Sure? Okay. I want more correct answers. So what I'll do is I'll just give you one more question so that everyone gains his or her confidence once again. Be very careful, beta. Please mark my words. Simple mistakes are the mistakes that are going to cost your wicket. Wicket means you get it wrong. Please be extra careful. Take some extra time. Right now, we are just beginning the course. You can take some extra time. Take a deep, long breath and then solve the question. Here comes the next one and the last one, I guess. And I hope everyone gets this. Convert 10 meter second per kg. See, I have juggled up into kilometer hour per gram. Don't ask me, sir, what this means, kilometer hour per gram. We are just solving a question to understand the basic concept, and your time has already started. 10 meter second per kg has to be converted into kilometer hour per gram. Let's see who gets this. 1 by 3600 hour. Vaini, you must tell me the entire unit data. Unit is meter second per kg. You have to convert it into gram, into kilometer hour per gram. So the answer should be in kilometer hour per gram. Clock is ticking. Okay. Let me help you out. Okay, this is equal to, first I write 10 over here, 10 multiplied by, Vijay, I don't know the answer, Vijay Bhavya. I don't know the answer. I'll just find the answer on my own right here, right now, right in front of you. So meter has to be converted into kilometers. So that must be divided by 1000, 1 by 1000. So I've converted meter into kilometers. Please also check my answers. I might be making a stupid mistake. Sometimes I make it knowingly so that you check it or not. Sometimes I make it unknowingly. Even I don't know I have made a mistake. Okay. Second has to be converted into hours. So it is multiplied by 1 by 3600. The entire thing has to be divided. Kg has to be converted into grams. So it has to be divided by 1000. And that is my answer. That is the answer that I'm getting. The answer is 10 divided by 1000, which is this 1000, divided by 1000, which is this 1000, and divided by 3600. So that is the answer. That is the answer that I am getting. And hopefully I have not made any mistake. Are you getting how I did it? Everyone got how I did it? This 1 by 1000 is meter getting converted into kilometer. This 1 by 3600 is seconds getting converted into hours. This 1000 is kilograms getting converted into grams. Am I clear with this? Shall we move ahead with the next usage? Okay, you'll have some questions in the DPP. 1 or 2 questions is there. You can solve that question and see for yourself. I'll also send you more DPPs, more question on conversion. Probably you can practice them. That takes us to the second use of dimension analysis. And someone told me that beforehand. What was that? Second use. To check. To check what? To check the correctness of an equation. If you want to check whether an equation is correct or not, you can check it using dimensional analysis. You can check it using dimensional analysis. How can you do it? Let us say we have an equation V is equal to U plus AT. And we need to check this equation whether it's correct or not. What does V stand for here? V stands for final velocity. Let us just call it velocity now. U stands for initial velocity. Let us call it velocity now, because I am only concerned with dimensions, not initial and final. A is acceleration. Let us call it acceleration only. And T is time. Let us call it time only. So I have to check whether this equation is correct or not by dimensions. So what I'll do, I will try to apply whatever I have read to this equation. So can you just recollect what we had read in the last class? And you can apply it here. That is why we read it. What did we read in the last class that we can apply over here? Yes. So units on the left hand side, the dimension on the left hand side must be equal to the dimension on right hand side. if the dimensions on both sides are equal, same, the equation is correct. Am I clear? Okay. What are the dimensions on the left hand side? It is velocity. So the dimension is LT minus 1. This is the dimension of the left hand side. Now, to get the dimensions of right hand side, in right hand side, I have two different quantities. One is this U and other is this AT. Then again, I must apply what I have read in the previous class. Only those quantities can be added. Listen to me very carefully. Only those quantities can be added which have the same dimension. So U should have the same dimension as A into T. So let's check the dimension of U. What is the dimension of U? It is velocity given. The dimension is LT minus 1. This and this match. So far, so good. So far, so good. Let us now go to the third term, the green one, A into T. Let us check the dimension of A into T. Let us first take the dimension of A. A is LT minus 2. This is the dimension of A. Yes, Ajay, correct. T is time. Dimension of time is T. We multiply these two terms. When you multiply these two terms, I get LT minus 1. T minus 2 multiplied by T. LT minus 1. This is the dimension of velocity. Very good. This is also the dimension of velocity. So U is also having dimension of velocity. A into T is also having dimension of velocity. On the right hand side, we also have velocity. So tell me, is this equation correct or not? Or incorrect? The dimensions are matching. This equation is correct. So we can use the concept of dimension analysis, applying whatever we have learned together and understand whether an equation is correct or not. Got it? Everyone understand this? Can I have some raised hand? Anyone any doubt? Please raise hand. Please tell me if there is a doubt. How I have checked this? How I have checked this? Anyone has a doubt? 3 participants have raised hand. Who are these? I don't see them. So one more question. Don't worry, I'm coming to question. Okay. Now I'll give you one question and see if it is correct or not. See if this equation is correct or not. F is equal to mv square by r. F is equal to mv square by r. You have to tell me whether this equation is correct or not. What is F? Force. What is M? Mass. Very good. What is V? It is velocity. What is R? It is radius or length. Radius is nothing but a length. So now please apply. Yes, Karthik, you are correct. Yes, you are also correct. Now tell me whether this equation is correct or not. F is equal to mv square by r. Apply everything that you know and tell me if this equation is correct or not. Your time starts now. Correct, sir. Vignesh is correct. Very good, Vignesh. Hinduja says not correct. Hinduja, Jayashankar says correct. Okay. Hinduja, please try again. Shall I do it? Karti says correct. I think Kartik is right. Okay, let me do it for you. Let us see the dimension of left hand side. Sai Dashak says correct. Let us see the dimension of left hand side. 4 says M L T minus 2. You must remember all these dimensions, beta, else it becomes difficult for you to solve the question. Very important point. I've given you the entire table. Just go through their dimensions, please. That's a honest request. And I told you, teaching or learning is a two-way process. If you don't come on the same page, if you don't help me out, I won't be able to help you out. M is mass, so its dimension is M. V is velocity, so its dimension is L T minus 1, and it is squared, so we'll square it. Divided by R, R is length, so its dimension is L. Now I solve this, so this becomes M, this is squared, so this becomes L squared, T raised to the power minus 2, everything is squared in this bracket, divided by the dimension of length, L say L get cancelled, M L T minus 2. Here also you have ML T minus 2. LHS is equal to RHS. This was your LHS. This was your RHS. So the equation seems to be correct. We call it, please mark my words, please write what I'm writing. I call it what? The equation is, okay, I should not write here. The equation is, what will I write? The equation is dimensionally correct. The equation is dimensionally correct. Have you understood what I have written? This equation is dimensionally correct. By dimension, yes, Vignesh, dimensionally correct, but may not be physically correct. We'll come to that in the next class probably. What do you mean by dimensionally correct? And what do you mean by physically correct? Since Vignesh has brought up this point, have you understood, everyone up till here, have you understood this? That the equation is dimensionally correct. Have you understood the meaning of this? Everyone, can I have some raised hands? Yes, sir. Jayesh, that's 3 participants, 4, 5, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have understood here. Good, 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 good. Okay. One more example before we part. Someone said dimensionally correct, but not physically correct. I'll come to that. See. Check for this equation. S is equal to UT plus 1 by 4 AT squared. S is equal to UT plus 1 by 4 AT squared. Everyone knows S is displacement. U is velocity. You can call it initial velocity if you want. T is time. 1 by 4 is a number. Number does not have any unit. Forget about 1 by 4. A is acceleration. T is again time. Your time has started. Can you tell me what about this equation? I'm sure most of you know the correct equation. Hinduja says correct equation. Yes, Hinduja, it is correct in some aspects. Yes, you are right. Ravindra, Bhanot says not correct, sir. Sai says wrong. Why it is wrong, yeah? You have to give me a reason, Bhanot. Why it is wrong? It looks okay. Let us first do it, whether it looks okay or not. Let us first get on to our problem solving mode, and then we will discuss whether it's correct or not. S is displacement. Jayasankar is correct. Let me come to it here. Just give me 2 minutes and then I'll come back. Listen to me very carefully. Attention on the board. S is displacement. It has a dimension of L. Now this gentleman, U into T, should also have dimension of L. Let's check it out. U is velocity. So LT minus 1. Here comes my velocity. This is multiplied by time, comes my T. Plus 1 by 4 does not have any dimension, so it goes away. Acceleration is LT minus 2, my acceleration. Time is T, it is squared, so it will be T squared. See very carefully, beta. L is equal to, so T minus 1, T minus 1, T minus 1 gets cancelled with T. T minus 2 gets cancelled with T square. So this is L plus L. Remember, we are not saying L is equal to L plus L. All we are talking is dimension. So the dimension on left hand side is L. The dimension on right hand side is L. So what does logic say? This equation is correct. But we know that this equation is not correct. Because the correct equation is, can anyone tell me the correct equation? I think you know it. Is there somewhere in your system? What is the correct equation? Yes, Sai, you were absolutely wrong. Absolutely right, sorry. The correct equation is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. That is the correct equation. Now you can see what is creating a problem here. What is creating a problem between a correct equation and an incorrect equation? The number. The number is creating the problem. This number 1 by 4 and 1 by 2, it does not have any dimension. So that number cannot be found by our analysis. What do you call this equation? The equation that I had written. Please mark my words, bacha. Dekho what I'm writing. This equation is, please complete my sentence. This equation is, who is going to help me out with this equation? This equation is, this equation is dimensionally correct, but physically wrong because the constant term is incorrect. This equation is dimensionally correct, but physically wrong because it has 1 by 4. So it is physically incorrect. So what is the conclusion? If the equation is correct, dimensionally it has to be correct. If the equation is dimensionally wrong, it has to be wrong. We'll come back to it in the next class. Time is over. So we'll wind up the class here at this discussion, and we'll begin the next class with this discussion of what do you mean by dimensionally correct, physically wrong, what do you mean by dimensionally wrong and actually wrong. So we'll come to that in the next class. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can ask, else we can stop the class. Thank you.